Welcome to another episode of Serious Though. I'm your host, Ron, and keep watching on YouTube, also listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube Music. This week, I am going to talk about artificial and natural flavors. I've learned a lot about artificial and natural flavors, and I know artificial flavors are not good for you, but who am I to say that? So I said, I'm going to provide you some information so you can determine on your own whether or not it's good for you. First thing I want to say is I want to challenge you. Yeah, I'm going to start right with a challenge. This one, can you go a whole day or even 8 hours without artificial flavors, maybe even natural flavors? And the way you're going to do it is by reading the label, but also too, you won't be able to drink soft drinks. Just think about this. I know people that work out on a regular basis. It's in the supplements that we use as well. It's in the toothpaste. It's in the lotion, the hair products, the pet food. Artificial flavors are all over the place, okay? And you may say it's hard to stop. It's only hard to stop if you don't want to, right? If you're comfortable. Think about that bag of chips or whatever you're eating right now watching this, or whatever you're eating, consuming. Does it have red 40 in there? Does it have that blue 1, yellow 5, yellow 6? Is it artificial? Think about it. And you may love it. So if you can't do the other challenge that, 8 hours or 24 hours, I still challenge you to the one thing that you like the most, right? And if it does have artificial flavors in there or natural flavors in there, try to stop eating that for 8 hours or 24 hours and see what happens with that. The hardest thing about starting a challenge or something new, as far as to change your body or something internal, it's hard to do because you've never done it and you're so accustomed to doing another way. So let's try it. And based on our demand, the more that we have a demand for the processed foods, it's going to have more artificial and natural flavors out there. So keep that in mind, because there's a lot of companies out there that make artificial and natural flavors. When I started this whole journey of looking into this for this podcast, wow, what a rabbit hole. And I'm just touching the surface of it. Artificial flavors are made in a lab, okay? And the reason why they do that is because it's cheaper than natural flavors. First started in the 1800s, which is the 19th century, and it was called vanillin to replace vanilla. It was more cost effective for them back then. And even though it's rigorous tests done, if you want to call it rigorous, because the whole process is on the FDA's website, where the company that makes it provides the information to a team called FEMA. These are independent from the FDA, but the FDA recognizes them, and then they look at it, and then the FDA gets it, and then they go through a process of determining it's good to go for the consumer. But this is all on the FDA's website. Natural flavors are derived from plants and animals. Like some people say, based on the way they create them, it still could be cause issues. And you might say, well, Ron, why are you even talking about this? The reason why I'm talking about it is a lot of people are not aware of this. And you may have a medical issue and, you may have said, well, I'm cutting down on, drinking less sugar, right? So I'm going to drink this sugar-free drink, but it still got sweetener in it. And is it artificial sweetener? Is it natural sweetener? What is it? We don't know what's in half this food right here, but we love it. Something else I learned in this journey is a lot of foods that are here in America are made different in other countries. Some of the ingredients may be, a mile long for here, but in other countries, they're pretty short. Because here in America, we're able to just consume a lot of stuff. But also, too, you got to think about this. I don't have any facts on this, but this is just my thought process. You know how kids, they're hyper and we do trick-or-treating. Could it be from the artificial flavors? I'm not saying sugar is good, but we don't look at the artificial flavors as much as we do sugar and salt and fat. So we don't talk about it. But you got to look at the artificial flavors, because sometimes you may be eating some of these, right? But guess what? This has yellow 5 and blue 1. Do you know what that is? Because I'm quite sure you ate some, if you ate this, or some other candy, or even not even candy, something you ate probably had it in there. So you have to be more cautious for your health, not mine, for yours. And what it'll do is you may feel different. So what I'm telling you is to try this challenge out, because I've done it and I did feel different. I had more energy. I was more focused. So you have to be the one vigilant on your food, right? But the key takeaway is it can cause some health issues that we don't know long term of artificial flavors and natural flavors. Think about it. Some of your vapes have artificial and natural flavors in there, right? Like, they taste good, taste like cotton candy. What it's doing is tricking your brain, the Jedi mind trick on your brain with artificial and natural flavors. Would you let somebody Jedi mind trick you by talking to you that way? You might say, what Jedi mind trick, but I'll let you keep thinking about what that is. So be more cautious, be more alert. And the more that we put demand in for natural products, because you might say, well, Ron, this bag of candy may cost less than a bag of apples. You ain't lying. It's because demand for this is more. And it's not a demand for the apples or the fruit or the vegetables. So join me and increase your intake of fruit and vegetables. And I know you may say, well, Ron, these got pesticides in them and all this other stuff. Let's take baby steps, okay? Because when you're doing a change journey, you can't change everything at once. Because when you do, guess what happens? You might fall off. You might say, you know what, forget about it. Or you may just overdo it. Anything I'm telling you, I always say, you know, get a baseline of where your blood levels are, like your vitamin levels and all that stuff like that, before you start something like this. That way you can get a baseline to understand where you were and where you went. The inside of your body is very valuable. Okay? You may look nice on the outside. You may have your hair done, your nails done, your skin looks great. You may have the latest clothing and all that stuff like that. But what's going on in here? Because in here will project outward. I know that's deep, but keep that in mind when you're doing all this. And then you have the artificial colors. Don't let me get into that. Oh, you know what? I am going to get into that. Artificial colors, synthetic chemical compounds used to enhance or alter the color of food and drinks. Natural colors in food are pigments derived from natural sources such as plants, minerals, and animals. Stuff like beetroots or turmeric, those are some of the things that, you know, some of the natural colors come from. But they're not as bright and shiny as the artificial colors like the red 40, the blue 1, the yellow 5, and yellow 6. Yo, it sounds like a rap song. Red 40, blue 1, yellow 5, yellow 6, or that may be something Peyton Manning yells out to throw people off. But we eat it every single day. So take me up on my challenge, 8 hours or 24 hours of no artificial or natural flavors. See how you feel. What that means is you're going to have to cook different foods. It's also in the spices. Sometimes you may get a spice and it may have some natural or artificial flavors in there, so you got to be cautious of that. All you got to do is read the label like my last episode. Serious though. Thanks for watching.